Hi guys, welcome back to a vlog. And when I say welcome back, I mean welcome back because we have not done a vlog in this year, which is literally insane. I have so much to catch you up on, and I am currently, oh my god, like so much to catch you up on. Oh my god, I'm like actually freaking out. So I have not vlogged at all this year, which is crazy, and mostly that is because I got married this year. Crazy. There was just so much going on with like planning and all of the things, but I have so much just like clips and stuff to share that are things that have taken place over the last year. And honestly, I'm really sad that there were a lot of those moments that I didn't vlog, like my bachelorette party or my bridal shower. But I think like mentally I was so overwhelmed that the idea of pulling out a camera and filming was just like not gonna happen. Another thing that I did, which is so insane that I have not told you about, is that I started an Etsy shop for needlepoint. The reason why I bring that up is because what I'm doing right now is ironing canvas. Obviously, as you know, I'm so obsessed with needlepoint. I'm gonna show you in this vlog some of my projects I've been working on so far this year. And I'll show you some of my canvases that I sell in my Etsy shop. But the shop was closed for a few months, obviously because I got married. And now it's back open. And I bought pre-cut needlepoint canvas, and it came packaged so fucking deranged that I have to iron this now. And so I just had to untape them, and now I'm ironing them, and I just thought I would chat to you while I go ahead and iron these flat. It is deep into summer now, and I am currently home by myself this week. Connor is in Michigan with his family, visiting family, and we both have just had the most actually insane summers. We kicked off the summer with getting married, which was the beginning of June. We got married on June 6th, and we just had the best weekend of our lives, honestly. Like, I get really sad when I think about it because I just like would love to relive that weekend over again. It was absolutely perfect, and it was so much fun. And oh my god, these look like shit, honestly. I'm like really upset about this. And yeah, since then it's just been such a whirlwind. We left, I mean, I guess I could tell you like everything we've been doing this year, but I feel like I'll just pick it up with our wedding and what we've been up to the last few weeks. That's fine. We went on like kind of a mini honeymoon. We went to Maine in Bar Harbor area, which is like where Acadia National Park is. And funny enough, neither one of us has ever been there before, but it's somewhere that we've always wanted to go. And so I'll be honest, I was literally researching like luxury resorts in New England because I was like, I want us to stay somewhere that we would never like otherwise stay, and like have it be a really nice place. And especially if we're not flying anywhere. Oh my god, you guys, like I'm really upset about this canvas. It's so fucked up looking, and I'm like, people are paying money for this, and it looks like someone just like folded it into 1,000 pieces. I'm like not sure this will ever look fully normal, but I guess I'll get it as close to normal as I can. So yeah, we went to Bar Harbor for a few days, had the most relaxing time there, and just had the best time. We actually extended our trip because we didn't want to come home, and stayed an extra day, and we stayed at the Astiku in Southeast Harbor, and it was so nice. Oh my god, it was fucking incredible. If you pay to stay there now, it's so expensive. But when we booked it, it was like technically the off season. I think like anytime probably before the 4th of July is a little bit cheaper, and we just honestly like lucked out so much and had the actual best time there. It was so relaxing. I honestly loved that. And came home, celebrated my dad's birthday, and then we had one weekend at home after that, which was probably the only weekend we're gonna get at home together until like the middle of August. And we went to like a estate sale and just like hung out and just enjoyed each other's company. This looks so fucked, you guys. In James Charles's voice, we are so fucked. And then after that, two of our best friends got married, which was really fun and exciting, and back to Maine we went for that wedding. That was really fun. We, again, kind of similar vibe to our wedding where everyone was just like there for the whole weekend, at least if you were in the wedding party and like in like part of the family. So that was really, really special. We just got to like hang out at this like farmhouse in Maine for the weekend all together, and that was a blast. Then I had my best friend Leah's baby shower because Leah is having a baby. That was really fun. So much celebrating this summer. And then after that, I came home. Oh yeah, it was the 4th of July. Of course, we went back to Massachusetts, went to a couple of 4th of July parties and hung out with family, friends, and then went back to Vermont, and the following weekend went back to Massachusetts. And we went to the Noah Kahan concert at Fenway, which was awesome. We went to Saturday night. The weather was perfect, got to spend time with family, and like my sister, Connor's cousin Trisha, shout out Trisha, came from Michigan for the concert, and we honestly had such a good time. Like, that was a really, really fun weekend. And then I stayed, I stayed back, and Connor came back to Vermont, but I flew immediately to the south for a work trip, and I just got back to Vermont yesterday. And for context, today is the 20th. So it has just been a trip, you guys. It's been probably the busiest summer ever, and I feel like we do say that kind of every summer, but something about this summer that feels even busier is the fact that Connor and I are like never together, which is really sad. Like, we basically got married and like never saw each other again, which I guess isn't true, but I just feel like we just have so much going on. And being away from home the whole of last week and then him being gone this week is just a lot. And then I am vlogging this week mostly because I'm alone here with my thoughts all day, and I'm just like, okay, I need someone to talk to. So I figured vlogging is a great way to do that. But also this weekend, and I'll try to have this vlog up before this point, but this weekend my friends and I go on our annual Cape trip. And I've historically the last couple of years been pretty terrible at vlogging that trip, but there are years and years worth of us going to the Cape to watch back like in old vlogs, which honestly I should do this week. Like, I should do that. That would be really fun. But the last couple of years I've made day in the life TikToks, which kind of end up taking over a little bit in terms of like filming what we're doing. But I'm gonna try to be better about it this year because I really do miss vlogging, and I'm just gonna try to keep doing that again. The last couple of days have been so much like organizing and getting the house in order, unpacking. Luckily I did all my laundry at my parents' house, which was such a blessing because when I came home I had zero laundry to do, which was so nice. But I've been watching a lot of Love Island. I have been tending to my garden, and today what we're gonna do is, I don't know, you guys, I gotta show them to you, but I made brownies. And if Connor was here, he would talk me out of this, but since he's not here, I'm probably just gonna do what I'm thinking right now, which is I made blondie brownies, and every time I make blondies, I burn them. And they say to cook them at 375, so I thought I'm gonna cook them at 350. Well, after 20 minutes, I pull them out, and they are, first of all, literally raw, but the top is so burnt. Like, not burnt, but like dark brown, golden brown. So I'm like, okay, we'll put aluminum foil on this top and we'll bake them for another 10 minutes. Guys, they're still literally raw. I feel like blondies, I'm so hit or miss with making. Like, I think I make them sometimes and they come out so good and like actually rise and are like cakey good brownies, but sometimes I make them and this happens. And I know I did kind of fuck up with the temperature, That I will own that. But I also am just kind of like, what the fuck? And I was making them partially for myself, but also because my friend Andy picked me up yesterday at the rental car place because I rented a car to drive home. And I wanted to say thank you for doing that and make her like a little treat. I need to throw the brownies away. That's like what I'm getting at here, is the brownies, they can be not given as a gift. Like I'm very serious about that. Are they good enough for me to continue to eat at home? Yeah, probably. If Connor was here, he would continue eating them. Like he would not care at all about it, but they're actually horrific and they're like quite literally raw. So we're gonna go to the grocery store. We're also gonna stop at a local farm stand. Actually, yeah. We're gonna stop at the local farm stand and get some produce. And that is actually on the way to the grocery store, which is fabulous because then I can get whatever produce I need there, and then anything that they don't have, I can get at the grocery store. And we'll make dinner together. And then I'm gonna watch Love Island, my Love Island marathon and needlepoint. I'm like really, I know that I'm always obsessed with needlepointing, but I'm like kind of extra obsessed with needlepointing lately. I think because when I travel, it is like genuinely the most perfect activity for me to do in a long car ride or on the plane. I needlepoint. And I finished 2 projects while I was traveling last week, which is crazy, but it's really productive, and it makes me feel very productive. You guys, I'm just like really unhappy about this, if I'm like being honest. And I know I'm going back and forth because it is not the fault of the person. Well, I guess you could go either way. I don't think it's necessarily the fault of the vendor who shipped these to me, because I think the issue in and of itself is like actually how the post office or UPS or whoever put it in the mailbox. Like they literally folded it up and just like put it in the mailbox. And like, yes, I guess the mailer should have had like cardboard or something in it so you couldn't do that. But I have ordered these, they definitely look a lot better. I have ordered these so many times and I have never, ever, ever had that be a problem. So I'm pretty upset. Like, I don't think you can even really, oh, actually, yeah, you can probably see it. Yeah, I'm pretty fucking bummed about that, if I'm being honest with you. Oh, here, let me show you the canvases that I just recently did. These are the 2 that I finished when I was in, I'll do a whole like needlepoint of the year so far, but these are the 2 that I did last week. This is Bon Bon Candy, the Swedish candy store in New York City that I love. This is probably the hardest thing I've ever stitched. Look at how many variations of pink there are. I kind of wanted to pull out my hair and both my eyeballs doing this project. This was a gift from Connor's sister, I think for my birthday. And I was kind of grateful for her, but also cursing her name while I was doing this. And then this is the most ginormous ornament you're ever gonna see in your life. This is Dairy Queen logo, obviously, and I did a 5-inch round around it. I like kind of regret that. I could have just done like an abnormal shape, but like whatever. This I bought at the Elegant Needle in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. My new favorite needlepoint store, and I love that. I just finished doing these when I was traveling, and I do actually have a whole bunch of stuff that I'm sending to a finisher, so I don't have that out in terms of like other things I finished this year. But this is another thing I finished this year when I went to my bachelorette party in Newport, Rhode Island. I went to Lysette, and this is just their little Newport kind of like bumper sticker, I guess you could say. And this was 13 mesh, so I loved freaking stitching that so much because it was so easy and quick to stitch. I have so many things that I want to stitch soon. I have at least like 5 projects sitting in front of me here that I'm like, I need to kit these and start stitching them immediately. But I am trying to also kind of pace myself with all of that. But those are the things that I have recently finished, and I'm currently working on the Elegant Needle. Did I call that place the Enriched Stitch? The Enriched Stitch is a different store. The Elegant Needle is the name of the place in Baton Rouge. I got their logo as a little canvas that I'm also currently working on, and that's like my latest project that I just bought when I was there last week. Okay, I need to turn the air conditioning on desperately, and I think we're gonna leave to go to the store, do some errands. I'm so bummed about the freaking brownies, you guys. But we'll figure out something else to make. I just thought that was like easy. I don't know if like I'm very well equipped to make brownies. I might have to make something else. So we will revisit this after the store. Hi guys, I am back from my errands and it's been a time, I'll tell you that. I got some local produce and I'm now starting to make dinner. I've got chicken thighs roasting in the oven, and I am currently making a like cucumber tomato salad, I guess you could call it. I am making sort of like a copycat recipe from this place. Oh wait, I didn't want to do that. From this place that I was obsessed with going when I lived down near Boston. When I was working there, I used to get this food for lunch all the time. And if you're from that area, it is Chicken and Rice Guys, which is like a food truck. Honestly, it's like a local food truck. So I'm doing rice with turmeric and a tomato cucumber salad, and I chop it up with my vegetable chopper to make it like literally diced. It's so perfect. And then I'm doing I got pita, and then I make like a copycat of their kind of famous garlic sauce. So it's like a creamy garlic sauce. Now I did just cut my finger with this knife. I was trying to get a piece of cucumber off of the knife and I fucking cut my finger. And these knives are brand new because we got them for our wedding and they are insanely sharp. Which my mom has the same knives and she is always telling me how sharp they are, and I just have never cut myself on them before. So that was really fun. I've also made way too much of this salad. Oh my god, I'm honestly scared of this knife now, you guys. Also, look at these beautiful tomatoes I bought to eat later this week. I bought way too many of them. It's just me here. Bought way too many. I still have my sunglasses on my head. And let's see if this all fits in my little container. I usually put this in like a deli container. I tried going to find something to hold up my tomato plants and I was unsuccessful in that adventure. Oh my god, this is perfect. Perfect ratio. And literally all I do is just chopped cucumber, chopped tomato, and then I put a little salt and pepper on it, and it's perfect. And I will eat this for lunch this week as well. Also, I figured out I'm not doing the brownies. Okay, so fuck the brownies. We're actually gonna throw those away, which I know is wasteful, but they're like legitimately uncooked brownies, and I cannot be giving those to my friends. I am going to instead make a very easy recipe that I am currently addicted to. It is like these s'mores bars that my sister made last year when we went on our family vacation. And when I tell you I've already made them twice this summer, and Connor literally was like, I didn't even get to eat any of those. And I was like, yeah, I know, I literally ate them so fast. I couldn't help it. Like, I literally couldn't help it. They're delicious. So it's literally just graham cracker and like, what's the word? Like crumbs, I guess you could say. And I have done it before where I have like put them in a Ziploc bag and like beat them to death so that I could like have them be perfectly, you know, ground up. No, put them in the food processor. It is so much easier. It takes literally 2 seconds, and that's what I'm gonna be doing. So that plus melted butter, lay it flat. Has to be a good enough ratio. Otherwise, one time I made them, crumbled to pieces. They will not stay together. Like my Band-Aid here, which will also not stay on my finger. Oh my God, yay. And then you basically bake that in the oven and then take them out, turn the oven off, lay the chocolate on top, put them back in till they melt. Mini marshmallows all over the top, broil till they melt and get toasty, and then they're done. Sit at room temp, and then they go in the fridge. And they do have to go in the fridge so that they can kind of settle. I feel completely manic right now, in case anyone was wondering. Yeah, otherwise, that's my plan for dinner tonight. Gonna watch Love Island, gonna make that dessert, but I'll have to drop it off for them tomorrow. Honor is not here to see how many dishes I am creating. That is the one positive of him not being here. Hey, so I'm actually in a terrible mood now. And I will be ordering takeout. Awesome. Awesome! Yay! So chicken's done. That actually looks great. That actually is the only thing that I've made tonight that looks great. I fucking am so mad. Not about the part of this that has to do with Connor, because I mean, that is annoying, but it's fine. I mean, it might have been me. I don't know. I can't point the finger. I believe allegedly that he used the rest of the mayo, and therefore I can't make my garlic sauce. Okay. Well, what I did do is I made rice. I made turmeric rice, but I'm an idiot and I forgot that you're not supposed to toast rice because it seals the rice, and then when it seals it, it can absorb any liquid. So, which is so annoying because I know that, and I've literally been here. I think I've seen this film before, I'll tell you that. I've fucking done that before. And I literally just made this whole pot of rice, and it's never, ever, ever, no matter how much I cook it, going to absorb any of that liquid, which means I need to start over. And it's 6:30. So I'll tell you what, that's definitely not happening. And I will be ordering Five Guys DoorDash, and I will eat this tomorrow. We will try again tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will eat these lovely chicken thighs I made. I will get mayo. I cannot possibly leave the house again. I did all my errands. I went to the grocery store. I fucking also made these. Epic fail. Today is not my day in the kitchen. I need to get the fuck out of the kitchen. Yay! I ordered my food. I'm coming down from my manic episode. And I just opened some packages that came today. And you may remember, if you've watched any vlog of our trips to the Cape every year, that we do like little gifts for each other for our vacations. So everyone will buy something like for everyone, if that makes sense. Like one year I did these like beach pillows, and they're like inflatable, and they'll like fold up into like a little ball you can put in a beach bag after the fact. And shout out KK if you're watching, because Happies came from you. And we love them, and we love our Happies. And I'm gonna show you the Happies that I'm gonna do for this weekend. Now, I had a really hard time deciding what to do, because honestly, I'm normally pretty good about it, and I plan way ahead of time, and I always get our Happies like a month or two in advance. And I'm like thinking about it for so long. I have had so much going on, I have not thought about it at all, which is terrible, and it makes me feel terrible. But we've been talking so much about reading and like books that we want to read soon, and so I thought I would custom pick for each person a book for them to read this summer. And then I also did a bunch of eye patches that I'm gonna give them as well. And I've never done these ones before. These are the Faded Topicals, and they're Korean, so hopefully they're pretty good for sensitive skin, but I've only ever used the Rhode ones that have like not made my skin burn off. So okay, I'm gonna write in each one of these who it's for and this about the summer and like why I chose this for them. So first up is Leah. I got this book, which I've actually already read. This is called These Summer Storms by Sarah MacLean. and I really, really liked this book. I also just am obsessed with like holding a physical book. After you read on your Kindle for so many years, there's just something so special about holding a physical copy of the book. I read this last summer. It is a story about a girl who is from a really, really wealthy family, like filthy rich, like billionaires, zillionaires. And her father passes away, which is not a spoiler, because the whole plot is that she has to essentially, in order to get her inheritance, her and all her siblings have to go back to their family island and sort of play along to this game, I guess you could say, that the dad left for them, and these sort of challenges that they have to do. And it's really good. It's kind of like family dynamics, some mystery, really, really good. I really enjoyed this. There's a little bit of romance in it and like sibling dynamics. I really enjoyed this book, and I feel like Leah would like that. For Ari, I'm feeling like a couple of types of ways about this. So I freaking loved this book so much. There's one book I could recommend to read this year. It's Phoebe Verman's Gonna Lose It by Brooke Averick, who I'm deeply obsessed with. I love Brooke's podcast. Her other podcast she used to have, like, for years. I'm just such a fan of hers. But this is her first novel, her first book, but her first novel. And it is such a fantastic book about friendship and just like mental health, and it's funny. It is so good and like a warm hug, and I literally love this book so much. The problem I'm having with it is it's not a summery book, and I like wanted to get everybody like a summer vibe book, and so I'm feeling like I want Ari to have this and I want her to read it, but I like am almost thinking I might get her a different book. I'm not sure. If I can make my way to a bookstore this week, I will do that. Now this book I have not read, but my sister has read. This is for Victoria. This is called The Compound by Aisling Rawl. But I have heard that this is like Love Island meets like Gossip Girl, I guess. Is that what I was told? Yeah, popular reality TV show on a remote desert. To win, you have to outlast your castmates in all these competitions. And then it's like you're living on, I guess, this compound with people, and it's like, I don't know. I heard it's really good. My sister said it was really good, and I think that Victoria would really like this. So those are my happies for this year's Cape trip, and I'm actually really excited about it. Like, even though it was kind of a last minute thought, it had a lot of thoughtfulness to it. I think Leah is gonna laugh when I give this to her and she sees that her book is the biggest one. I did not mean to do that, but they would also like could interchange them and read each other's books, and they would all probably like them. So I am excited about that. My food is on its way. I'm gonna watch Love Island. Later I will make the dessert. I just feel defeated, honestly. I like felt like I totally had my shit together today and did all this stuff, and had two pretty significant epic fails. It is Tuesday. It's only Tuesday. That's a problem. That is a problem. However, I do come to you way more emotionally stable than I was yesterday. I was fully crashing out yesterday, like cut my finger, fucking fucked up everything I made. Like, it was actually comical, and I was in a bad mood after that. I did manage to yesterday, let me just grab it from the fridge, make the s'mores bars, which came out so good, and I made so many of them, and they look so good. And I'm gonna drop these off to Andy today. I also need to open this package I got in the mail, and they're just new stretcher bars, because if you are a needle pointer, which you might not be, oh my god, these are so little. I'm absolutely crying. I mean, I guess duh. Oh, cute, a lanyard. I didn't order this. What the heck? Wait, I'm not understanding. Is it a magnet? No. What the hell is this? What is happening? What is this contraption? I'm like massively not getting it, you guys. Okay, I need to send a picture of that to somebody because I don't know how that works. But in order for your canvases to not warp when you are stitching, you can tack them to stretcher bars. Now I have a legitimate collection of stretcher bars at this point. Like, I actually have a basket of stretcher bars because actually one year for, I think it was my 30th birthday, or was it Christmas? I don't remember. Victoria gave me a set of like a shitload of stretcher bars, which is so helpful because they need to be all different sizes depending on the size of your canvas. And what I've actually come to find is I love the mini ones because they're not as heavy. And the thing that makes them mini is they're just thinner wood, if you will. And I have a pair of 8x8 mini stretcher bars that I use constantly. But the second kind of most, I guess, popular sized canvas that I do is a 6x6 or even like a 6x8. So this is a 6-inch stretcher bar, and you buy 2 packs and then you build basically it's basically a frame, really. But normal stretcher bars are probably just twice as thick, which is fine. They're great. They work the same, but they're just a little bit heavier if you're holding it in your hand for so long while you're stitching. I personally sometimes also, like while traveling and stuff, I just like a thinner stretcher bar. That is my thing. And so I really wanted these. I might have to re-tack what I'm currently working on. Hello everybody. It's a while later. I did all the things today. I am also boiling. I'm literally so hot. I dropped off my treats to my friend. I painted a couple of canvases. I had an actual chill night, if you can believe it. Painted a couple of canvases, ate a very early dinner, which I ate my leftovers from yesterday, and that I actually ended up finishing cooking, and then I ate them tonight. I watched some vlogs on TV. I needle pointed. I actually have my project here in front of me so I can show it to you, what I'm working on right now. And then I took a bath, which is a crazy thing to do in July. However, my back has been killing me so significantly the last day or two. And I just thought that that would potentially make my back feel better. And honestly, it has. So I'm pretty pleased about that. I obviously also dyed my eyebrows, which is why I look completely insane right now. Also, the bath bomb I used, I wonder if I can find which one it was. So I have not been able to take a bath because we had this like whole water issue. And it was like leaking downstairs. It was just this whole thing. But okay, where are my favorites? This app is so complex now. Okay, here it is. How do I click on it? The Lush app is legitimately insane now. Like, you guys, back when I was in my Lush era, I would have dreamed of an app like this, if I'm being honest. But I find it very confusing. You're actually lying to me that Halloween is already out. You're lying. You are lying to me. What the fuck, you guys? Okay. Anyways, I'm trying to find the bath bomb that I used because it's like supposed to be for when you're like sick because it's a ton of eucalyptus. It's called Rest Up. But I was like, okay, certainly whatever is in here for when you're sick would be good for you when you have sore muscles. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it made sense to me. I absolutely loved it. Oh yeah, peppermint and eucalyptus. It was so nice. And one thing that I did not realize is it definitely had a bath oil in the middle of it. And all of a sudden there was this thing in my bath and I was like, now what the fuck is that? Like, actually, what is that? And it was lovely. It was lovely. I was moisturized. I will probably wipe out and dye the next time I go into the bath. Oh yeah, see? There's the like bath oil situation. I don't know why she's like doing that, but that was lovely. And now I'm in bed. I'm going to continue to watch some YouTube, chill, and stitch this canvas. So this is the Elegant Needle. This is the store that I went to in Baton Rouge, and I did the whole outside. I did do some sparkles, if you can see that. That was pretty different of me to do. Different in the sense that I normally do not stitch with sparkles. And now I'm filling in I'm doing something different. I am filling in the whole background with white, and then I'm gonna go in and do the text. And the reason for that is I'm permanently scarred by the experience I am having in needle pointing the stocking that I've had for, what, 2 years, that I'm never gonna be done stitching. But I did basically do these like little tiny like snowflake little areas, and then skipped stitches, did more, skipped stitches, did more. So there's this long thread of like blue, let's say. And then I went in and stitched the background in white, and the blue like line is now like embedded in the white, and you can see it so clearly. And if it was behind the white, like if I had done all the white and then done that, I don't think you would be able to see it. And so I'm doing some experimenting by doing full white background and then going in and doing, I think this is one of those things that like needle pointers either are like super passionate about doing it this way or super passionate about doing the other way. And I think I'm about to be converted. So I'm very excited to continue stitching this. And honestly, a nice simple project with like 3 colors, freaking sign me up. That sounds so nice. I can't watch Love Island. I have 1 episode that I'm able to watch because my friends and I are trying to save some Love Island to watch when we're on vacation together. I like massively caught up. Like I put in the freaking work over the last few days to get, I probably watched like 20 episodes. And now I'm like caught up to where we said we would watch. So I have 1 episode I'm allowed to watch, and then the rest of it is gonna be when we're on vacation, which is only in a few days. I just left stitch night. It was so nice, and so it's just so fun to like sit with people and honestly just like talk needlepoint. So I had a great time. It was awesome. Sorry, my camera's like a little rickety. I don't really know what's happening here. But before I went and stopped at the needlepoint store, I stopped at the bookstore, Northshire bookstore in Manchester, and I got a few books, mostly gifts, but I did get myself a book. And I have not read, I read a hardcover book recently for the first time in so long, and I loved it. So I got myself a little book as a treat. But first I got my mom a couple of gifts for her birthday, which is soon. She's not gonna watch this, so I'm not worried. First book I got was Yesteryear. Loved this. I read this recently and I want her to read it. And the next book I got her is Land, which is by the same person who wrote Hamnet. Now I feel terrible because when I sent my sister a voice note, I said it was by the same man who wrote Hamnet. Like, why did I say that? It's by a woman. I hate myself. This book I bought myself is called When You Loved Me by Beatriz Williams. This sounded really good and I obviously loved the cover. And then I did buy Ari another book, which I know I was talking to you about yesterday. And here's my issue. I bought everybody a hardcover book, and this book that I bought her is paperback. And so I'm obviously feeling a type of way about that. However, I think she's gonna love this book, hopefully. It's called Just Friends. And based off of what I read, I think she's gonna enjoy it. So that is what I did today, and I'm just so happy. Loved it. It was a great day.